Hello my dear Virgo, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between April 16 and April 30, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I've done my readings in the order of most viewed up till now, but next time I will do the readings in the order of most liked, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I have put astrological information for the month of April in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se, where you can find and buy all the decks I'm using in this video. There is a subscription service up on my webpage that you can take part of if you want to learn more about spiritual growth, yoga and tarot. For this reading I used the Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck here, I see suppression and transformation. So suppression card, it's 10 of Wands, and 10 of Wands here kind of says that you need to put down your burdens and give up your guns. Okay, so that's the song, Give Up Your Guns. I hope I will remember it. This deck, I have been using it since early 2000, and I'm used to do reversals on it, so I will do reversals. Yes, and suppression, it's a situation where a person is not acting in their natural self. The thoughts are preventing them from acting natural. The thoughts has put a lot of restraints on the body, but the body is connected with the soul, and this power is much stronger. So when we are holding ourselves back, holding our soul back, it kind of just puts a lid on, but the pressure is still there, and it wants to burst up. So instead of having a volcanic eruption, you kind of need to lay down your burdens, and the burdens in this case might be how you are stopping yourself from acting naturally, or stopping yourself maybe you're trying to hold yourself back from creating chaos. It's something that you don't want to lose, so you're trying to submit yourself, but it's on the brink of not working anymore, and you kind of need to give up your conditioning, give up your domestication, and become your true soul self, like rise like bird phoenix there from the ashes. Okay, yes, the divine is with you also, guiding you to this. It's like a holy trinity working together with other people and with other energies to get the show on the road. And working together might mean not working together as well. Might be people acting very stupidly in your life to push you to your limits until you break, and then your true soul will emerge. Okay, so I pull the divine with love and light, and here we have new vision together with transformation, and both are in the reversed. So new vision is the hangman, and transformation is death. So it's 12, 13, and both are in the reverse. So it's something you try to avoid. You don't want to evolve into the next state of human because of the sacrifice. You don't want to make the sacrifice. And what do I mean with sacrifice? There's a reason to why you are acted in certain ways, why you have suppressed yourself. You wanted to be loved, you wanted to be included, you want to have money, you wanted to have a good paying job, you wanted to have peace and love in your family, you wanted all these beautiful things. So you have sold yourself off to be able to have these beautiful things, but when you sell yourself off, you kind of don't ever reach your goal, because you need to have your soul with you. You can't go here only as a human being. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have conditioning and new vision. So conditioning is the devil, and it's showing that all these rules for how to not behave has put a lot of you, your soul, in the basement. All your strength, all your capacity to say yes or no, or I don't want to, or I want to, is in the basement. You're trying to become a sheep with the rest of the sheep instead of being the lion that you are destined to be. And this is part of your conditioning, and it's part of what you're trying to, you don't want to sacrifice to being a part of the flock. You want to be one of the flock, but of course you can be, and even so much more deeper when you find yourself, then you will be connected for real, not just as a family, but as souls. From one soul to another, it will be like tick, 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 all souls connected. But then you need to become in your full soul power as well. So I call the 6 elements earth, wind, and this is the source energy. So this is what you need to become, your own source energy. This is the highest card, energy card in the whole deck, despite the sun. So source energy, go back to source. This is your soul. Then we have a soul for our solar system, the sun, and probably more suns in the same solar system. We are at least probably 2 or 3 stars in this solar system. We don't know it yet. And then we have, going deeper and deeper, we have a central sun in our solar, in our galaxy, and then a central sun in the total universe. So we're going deeper and deeper to source, but you can find this source energy directly in yourself, and there you will also find your strength. So new vision, the hangman, it's about evolution. It's about understanding something that you weren't able to understand before, and you do so by going through evolution. And evolution is kind of a maturity process. It's like the maturity rites that we need to go through when we go from child to teenager to adult, and the different other passages that we have in our lives. But this might be the passage between a human being not able to speak and a human being being able to speak, a human being not being able to read and a human being being able to read, a human being not able to understand their own source energy and their own feelings, and a human being able to be connected to source energy and understand and read their own feelings. Okay, 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Virgo viewers. So 6 of Wands, it shows that you need to do this. You need to go first so the other people can follow you. You need to make the path ready. You be of the first first 100,000s or millions that go walk before, so the other billions can follow you. So you need to be a good example for others and do this, and you're celebrated. You are lifted high in honor. So you are kind of a little bit chosen in your group of people to be able to be the one that makes the road, makes the path. So you're a path maker. I want my dear Virgo to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So I usually do this reading with 3 cards, but since I forgot it with Sagittarius, I will do it with 3 cards in every line, like 9 card spread, but I will do a 15 card spread. Since I did so for Sagittarius, I will do so for all the signs. Okay, so my dear Virgo, now it's done. So I see that your candle burned out, so I will replace it for you. So, and now I will tune in for a few seconds here. Okay, so my dear Virgo, this is your future, and this is your now, and this is the past. So in the past we have the dream, 6 of Cups, reconciliation, and it's also the dream that you will find your happiness on the outside of yourself, that you need someone else to love you. Well, you kind of don't. You need to start to learn to love yourself, truly love yourself and align with yourself, to be able to align with source and unconditional universal love. It's like you need to connect yourself to the grid. 1 person connected, 2 persons connected, 3, 10, 100, thousands, 10,000s, 1 million. And eventually we will build this beautiful grid of souls being connected to the next level of our existence. So you need to, romantic love is beautiful, and it's going to still be there in the future, but first you need to learn to love yourself. So with the card, this dream, you have a dream of love going to fix your life, or something is going to fix your life. Something is going to happen on the outside that's going to fix your life. But it's also talking about reconciliation and making friends after having arguments, lost lover coming back, lost friends coming back, old opportunities renewing themselves so you can get another chance and have another go at this. Okay, so, and this is the past, so it will be March or first half of April. And this is in the now, so the second half of April, and we have playfulness. So 6 of Cups together with Page of Wands is very lucky combination of cards. It shows this beautiful energy that you have, that you're walking very closely to your soul, having this beautiful soul's energy. I was talking about all these souls connected to the grid, and this is what I'm seeing here. So this is kind of promising you that you will become happy when you align with your own beautiful soul. You will be able to be playful like this girl here and really live life to its fullest and have all these adventures that you have been dreaming of that would fulfill your life. You will be able to live it for real, living the dream when you align with your soul like this. Might also be messages coming through. Pregnancy also. And here you have Beyond Illusions. So it's number 20, it's the Judgment card. So it's about your own wisdom, to kind of reconnecting with your own wisdom. So I'm thinking it's a little bit the same as for Sagittarius, but a little bit more easy. It was more dramatic in the Sagittarius reading, but I'm thinking you're reconnecting with lost soul parts, and also maybe your inner child like this, because it's something old being reborn, as you see. And because this is life renewed, it's like old things rising from their graves also. And this is the past life and childhood card, and here you have a child. So it might be something inside of you that needs to be resurrected, or an old situation needs to be resurrected, or you need to integrate a lost soul parts and get the knowledge that this soul parts hold. When we don't want to have the pain of a part of us, we don't get the wisdom of that part either, and we don't get the talents of that part. We don't get the strength from that card. We don't that part. We don't get the energy from that part. So having lost soul parts is draining us. And why we lose soul parts is because we become traumatized. We can see this sometimes happening for one person in one life. Usually it's a process that goes over several lifetimes, but we can have persons with multiple personalities because they lost one soul part in their actual life now because of trauma. So another soul part needed to take its place, and then that died, and another one needed to take that place. So it's the same thing that it's working for you. It's just that it's over a myriad of lifetimes that you have lost soul parts due to trauma, and you need to take them back by staying with their pain and their experiences and digesting it, so they can come back to you and become a part of you and bring you the wisdom that whatever they were going through actually helps. Because everything, we are here to have experiences, and those experiences needs to be digested so you can get out the essence, the wisdom out of this situation. It's also talking about you returning to your own wisdom, reconnecting with the wisdom of your soul, not having authority on the outside of you anymore, but on the inside. And here in the past we have the Empress, creativity. She is a beautiful source of energy. She's nature. Nature is very resilient. It's full of life force, and it's how we sustain ourselves, how we help to sustain others. It's the mother that carries the child, breastfeeds it, and also the nature is giving its own life as food to other people to feed them, like the grains on the meadow is giving food for the wildebeests, and the wildebeest being killed by the hunter, and so on. So it's a very unconditional love you give of your life force to sustain life. It's the circle of life, and it's very beautiful creativity. It's the basic of economy as well, so it's a card of economy, like having talents that you can you can transform, or it can go to a metamorphosis and turn into money, for example. Or your energy can be used to do beautiful things that will become actions of love. So this is a very beautiful source energy. Without it, our planet would be dead, and our souls would not be able to be manifested, so and be sustained. So it's the basic of life. And here we have the Thunderbolt. So it's the Tower, and it's in reverse, so it's like an ongoing disaster, an ongoing natural disaster. So I'm thinking you have sustained an ongoing disaster in your life. It's something that you give love to, but it's actually a disaster to you. It's like Earth sustaining human beings, but human beings destroying the Earth. So it's a disaster. It's just a mirroring of what we are doing to ourselves. When you are taking better care of yourself, human beings will mirror this back to you and take better care of the Earth as well. But this is an ongoing environmental disaster for you in your life. So it's something you are doing towards yourself that's tearing on this life force, and not destroying it, because it's very, very resilient, but it's tearing on it, it's weighing on it. And the next card is awareness, so, and it's also in reverse, and it's the Chariot. So the Chariot is like a person living a lot of lifetimes and getting more and more wise. A person can be very unconscious. A person can go on judging other people and saying, oh, that was racism, people not acknowledging other people because they're looking different, or not acknowledging other people's race, beliefs, religion, sexuality, whatever. It's because you haven't lived it, okay? You haven't had enough lifetimes to have lived it. When you have also become, when you have been a fugitive, or had being gay, or being woman, being man, being black, white, pink, yellow, whatever, all these things. When you have been an emperor and a poor person out living on the streets, when you have been everything, then you get some awareness. So the 7 Chariot is like a person being midway. They know a little bit of Earth, like life on Earth. Maybe they have been here for a couple of 1,000 years. But I haven't seen it all just yet. So it's kind of an awareness starting to come. And it might be like an awareness inside of you about this environmental destruction in your life, that you have been not sustaining your own life. You have been tearing on it in some way. And you're starting to get aware. You're starting to understand this. But it's just a start, because this awareness card, the Chariot, is coming in the reversed. So it's showing that you're not fully there. It's like there's a red light. And it might be that there's a red light because you can't go on like this. You need to get awareness more quickly. It's like you're a little bit in a hurry. Okay, so next card here. It's change, and it's also in reversed. I think it came in the same position for Sagittarius, but it was in the upright position. So this is the wheel of the Chariot. This is how you fall into lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, how you sucked in to new dramas, new lives, new parents, new families, new scenarios. It's like life just sucking you in because of different karmas. Different karmas is when you, for example, you hurt someone or beat them just because they come from another country, or they doesn't have the same hair color as do you, or maybe because they have like a disability or something. Imagine you are like 17 years old and you don't have so much awareness, and you do this kind of crap, and that is how you create karma for yourself and others. life is going to have to suck you in again and again and again for you to be this other person then, to be the one that being bullied because you are different. So you will learn. So it's a teaching round. So it's like, and it's in the reverse a little bit. So it's like you're going back, you're going deeper into something because you need the knowledge out of this situation, the valuable knowledge. So you will become more and more aware, more and more awake. That's why we are here. We are all sprinkles of God. So it's nothing wrong with you. You're just here to experience everything from every different angle possible. So you can come home, so universe can come back and kind of go into nothingness again, and then explode in another big bang, and then come back. It's like breath, like this. And now you're out experiencing, and it might be that we are talking about some kind of reversal. We had, see here, we have Saturn that stationed and started moving retrograde in Capricorn April 18, but it's a little bit like, it's like now, it's happening in the now more. And we also have the Mercury retrograde that started the 23rd of March. So it's in communication, but it's even if the planet isn't moving retrograde that much, it's like your life is moving retrograde to something old that it needs to pick up, some kind of knowledge that you need to stop your the environmental disaster that you have in your life due to lack of self-love. Okay, and here we have also healing, and it's in the reverse. So some of you might be dealing with a person that acts like this bully. It's a person that's disconnected from their heart and therefore also from their soul, and acting with non-empathy. So you might be dealing with a person acting like white people did when they came to America once and killed, like, was it around 60 million people living there? They died. It was like the biggest killing spree of all time. And this is the same thing, but in a small scale. So you might be the native tribe here, this beautiful native tribe, but since you don't love yourself fully, or you need maybe to teach another, we go different ways. So we have humanity's broken heart. We were here in unity once, but we needed to split ways. So one took this road and the other one took that road, and now we are back here. So one has taken this experience. So the natives of our different countries, they were close to nature. The other part took like a more mind, like a path of the mind, where we started to rely a lot on the mind, and it was another part. So both experiences were needed to happen, but when they come clashing together, this kind of imbalances can happen, because one person have one perspective of things, like all people should look like this is what I have experienced and I don't know anything else, and the other perspective might be another thing. So they have two different perspectives of things, and one holds the key to what the other person needs to know, and that's the chariot. We all need to come together to get the show on the road. So it seems like you are going back to and have a repetition of this kind of victim abuser kind of dynamics. Either you are the perpetrator or the victim. It doesn't matter, because a perpetrator needs a victim and a victim needs a perpetrator. So we have equal, we have almost like equal responsibility. If we don't want to be victimized, sometimes it can be very hard, as it was for the many of the natives people in the 17 and 1800s, when civilization kind of spread over the world, it was very hard to stand up against that. And but we still can trust our own wisdom and go to wherever we need to go in the hardest resistance, because it's not it's like in other case only one side will fertilize the other, and this side won't fertilize this side. So it's getting one-sided, and then everyone will think in one particular way instead of this fertilization happening. One person thinking 100% like this and the other person thinking 100% like this. Together, they are 200%. They have double the amount of wisdom as they had before. But it seems like you're dealing with like a little bit of an abuser or even a psychopath, okay? Like a person not being able to connect with their own empathy because their empathy is broken. Something has happened. They are also traumatized. So they are traumatizing you, or you are traumatizing them because of other trauma. So this is how karma works. And this is a little bit what also is in the Bible, that your sins will affect your children into the third and fourth lineage because of this karma. It's not in the Bible, it's standing more like it's like you're offending God, but it's not like that. It's in the cellular memories, okay? It's like written in your DNA. So the perpetrator and the victim will need to meet again to do this over and over and over and over again until both have gotten the knowledge that they were supposed to have. So for example, if a lot of people fell victim and couldn't ever fertilize the other side, they just died, then they need to resurrect what we saw with the judgment card, come back and teach the perpetrator this in this lifetime. Not because they are better than them, but because there's a piece missing of knowledge that this other side needs. Well, I can't explain it better than that. I hope you get it. Okay. This was in the past, so here we have the now, and here we have humanity's broken heart. This is integration, temperance card, alchemist card in the reversed. So the emerge process wasn't possible. It wasn't possible for the feminine side of things to fertilize the masculine's heart, because it was closed off. So the merge wasn't able to happen. Humanity's heart is still broken, and that's why many people are here today to get restore the respect of the feminine, of nature, of life, so that it can take like 50% of the yin and yang, and not just having like 10% of it or something similar to this. So this is your job. This is why you are here to do this. So you might feel like, why on earth do I have to spend time with these people that doesn't understand me? We don't have the same world view. We don't get along. So why am I always pushed together with these people? It's driving me crazy. Well, this is the reason. You have a job to do. Okay, and here we have harmony, and it's also in the reverse, because love hasn't been put on like a high... it hasn't been elevated. It has been broken down and made to something that's a little bit silly. Harmony, 10 of Cups. It's this beautiful thing where we look 7 generations ahead to see to that life will be sustained, and we do it out of love. And this is the ongoing natural disaster in your life, and this energy is kind of dwindling. There's no thinking forward. So for example, a person that loves you may not honor this and doesn't show it to you because they think it's worth nothing, or a person doesn't take care of the environment around them because they think it's worth nothing. So we are a little bit the egocentric generation, for example, with nuclear energy. it needs to be stored for 100,000 years. Go back 4,000 years and you have the pyramids, beautiful pyramids. They have been here for 4,000 years. It's amazing to see how much they have held together. But imagine that, and for 100,000 years, it's not possible. We won't be able to keep sustaining nuclear waste that long. So we are the egocentric generation. We are not thinking 7 generations ahead, because we didn't take the knowledge of the natives when imperialistic people took over land and took over societies. So we forgot about this, and look what we're at, both with in our own bodies. We don't honor our bodies no more. We don't listen to dreams. We don't sit around the campfire listening to, okay, what did you dream tonight? And oh, this new baby, maybe it's our uncle that died. We are not like that anymore. We have disconnected from the deeper meaning of life. So it's a lot. It's like in the grand scales, in the small scales, we have changed, or we have lost things. Okay, and here is how it can feel to be this little flower that were supposed to be here and to come with the new. You were a little seed, and you fell here on a very hard and infertile rock. And this is your soil. This is where you need to grow. Courageously, you need to grow and shine your light in the hardest resistance. This is how nature does it. It throws seeds everywhere. It doesn't really matter where it ends up. It just wants to sustain life, fill earth with life. And you are one of these seeds, and you ended up in a very rocky environment, like in a place where it's hard to sustain life. But you are here to share what you know, so this land can be fertilized and life can be sustained. And when a seed is in the shell, tight in the shell, it can be there for thousands of years, okay? And then comes maybe a forest fire, and it will start to blossom. But as long as it's in the seed, it's safe. But when it starts to grow, it needs a lot of courage to take itself through the light. So you are in a precarious situation, but you are called to shine with the whole light of your soul. So this is the strength card. You have 7 here and 8 there, so it's counting. Next card here, and this is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. So you're on your way. Even though it's an environmental disaster, you're on your way. And here is tuning in and all these voices. And we have this change going back. So it's like you need to listen to the voices of you from past lives, but also your ancestors. Your ancestors are calling you. That's why you are going retrograde back in time, because they want to connect with you. And they might connect with you. It might hurt, because a lot of them is in trauma from how they died, for example, or what they lost in their different lifetimes. And you are going to be like this. And the water here, you are only water. You feel your feelings. And whatever is fine, okay? You just digest it. You are like a beautiful digestive system for all that has been. And this is going to strengthen you, because it's going to make all these energies emerge inside of you. All the wisdom from all this is going to be digested inside of you. So even in the midst of danger here, with people not supporting you, you have a lot of ancestors and a lot of you from past lives that's supporting you. If you just can collect and harvest the energy of it by staying with your pain and welcoming the lost soldiers home. And here we have schizophrenia, so you don't want to do it. This is like being between a rock and a hard place. This person, he doesn't have any choice. He doesn't want to fall. What we saw in the beginning, you don't want to sacrifice something. Maybe this maybe there's a person that you love but have low capacity for love, for example, but they are about to heal. You can see this, it's healing. The big hands of divine is healing this person, but it's not going particularly well because they need your help, and you don't want to do this, whatever it is, because you feel scared. If you can't go on the path that you're currently on, you kind of need to fall, and if you fall, you fear that you will die or life won't ever be the same, and people in general doesn't like change. This card is in the reversed, so it's nothing to hold on to anymore. You will fall. This grip won't help you. Okay, so you will have to fall with this. So what I'm thinking you are opposing is you feel that this other side is too strong. It has too much power. You will never be able to change it, and you don't have to. You just have to play your part. You just have to be one little thread in the big weave of things. You just have to do your little part. You can't see it in the big schemes. You just know what you are called to do. It might feel like you're an underdog, or that you don't have the capacity to do whatever it is that you need to do, but you will. And it's like time wears also on rock material. It might be that you need to say the same thing and stand for the same values for a very long period of time before anything changes or go in another direction. But evolution will happen, and the more people showing this courageous, facing whatever scares the living hell out of them, because this card is it's really scary. You want to be able to continue with the thing in the way that you did before, trying to work around difficult people, or trying to get along with them by maybe compromising, and now you're called to kind of rebel a little bit, not in a aggressive way, but by showing your wisdom. This is connected to the Judgment card, and also the High Priestess and Justice. So you are going to have to use your instincts here, and your wisdom and your logic brain also, to be able to do this. So, okay. And we have playfulness. So it can seem very serious here, but what's really going on, it's the play of life. Lila, okay, Maya. So you don't have to worry. This energy, even if it doesn't make it, like it flowers here and then it doesn't get any more soil, so it dies. It's not possible to sustain life anymore. The soil of this, the waste of this flower will become more soil on the rock, and other seeds can come and get the nourishment. So you don't have to make it all the way. Like what Martin Luther King said, I might not be able to go to the mountaintop with you, but I have seen it. Okay, he had a dream. We know this. So follow your dream, even if it doesn't take you to the end goal. It's going to take you as far as you need to go. Okay, so for the future here, going into May, we have 5 of Wands. It's totality card. So it's again talking about this, that you need the adversary to be able to make a total picture. You need to be able to time yourself in with someone that's not particularly like you. 5 of Wands. It's when we battle our head towards another person, but they are perfect in the way they are, and you are perfect in the way you are. And if you can become like this, you become totality. This miraculous kind of doubling of experience when you merge with another person, when you learn to see things in their way and they learn to see things in your way, then your wisdom has become twice. 14 Alchemist card. This is how it seems from a spiritual perspective when people are emerging like this, meeting like you meet the shadow to your light. And this is how it is for humans. It's not easy, and it can be like a battle, also. But everyone here are here for a reason. They are supposed to be here, and you need to kind of see also that your adversary, the very difficult person in your life, is there for a reason, to help you see something, to help you learn something, or to pressure you enough until you snap and become the true you, instead of being the domesticated you that have learned to submit to authority. Okay. And here we have the past life card, and it's in the reversed. So Sagittarius had it in the same position, but again in the upright position. So for them, it was like more head on. They are going to have to go through the dark night of the soul. But for you, it's like you are going backwards in memories. You are going back to a time before. So it might be that you will start to remember things from a past life, or just instinctual remember different scenarios, or understand new things, because you are kind of going backwards. So it's like you're awakening your lost memory. I can't explain it better than that. It's very special, this what you need to do, Virgo. So I hope you get it, okay? You need to be courageous for all your ancestors also, because it's with you now that a lot of things is going to have to solve. Like your grandmother's issue with, yes, take authority then. It will have to solve with you. Your father's issue with foreigners is going to have to solve with you, okay? And the victim mentality of your old Aunt Ida is going to have to solve with you. So everyone that's now dead, they're coming through you, okay? They are standing on lineage, wants to come through you. And it's not that difficult. You just have to feel the feeling while it passes through your light canal. It's like you're a big black hole just cleaning your surrounding like this. So it comes in darkness, it goes through you, you feel a lot of pain, you shoot it out like light here. You're like this black hole just cleaning the space around you and digesting whatever has been through. And it's a purge which humanity and earth is going through, so we can rise in awareness. So it's for a good cause, and the digestion will also give you the wisdom of all these ancestors. So it's not a bad thing. And here comes trust, and it's in reverse. So you don't believe in this really, and you feel like you have been overrun by a big chariot, like life has really made a number on you. So you don't have like your childlike trust that you had before, that everything was going to end up like beautifully. You always felt like Mr. or Mrs. Right is going to show up, you're going to live a beautiful life, you are going to be rich, you are going to, all those things seems a little bit foreign to you right now, because life hasn't proved itself to be this. And it's for this generation, because we need to go through this purge. So it's not easy for us to live the ordinary happy life that our parents, for example, were able to do in the, like they had pauses between the storms. But we have had a similar situation that we have now in the end of the 60s, like 68, 69, this time. And it's kind of a little bit the same that's going on right now. So it's a little bit of a revolution, but a peaceful revolution. And maybe you need to wake up from the illusions of having it all, because you need to be courageous now and see the reality as it is. And it's about this. You don't want to fall. You're afraid what's going to happen if you let go of the old way of being, and if you start to trust your soul, that it's going to lead you to the right direction. If you start to tell your adversary, well, I don't like this behavior, I'm not going to put up with it anymore. The bullied girl goes to the principal and asks to stand up before the whole school and have a great speech, for example. Person stepping into their soul will be able to do these kind of things and change the world forever. But you kind of don't trust it, but it's a lot of responsibility on you. For some of you, you might be dealing with a water sign person. We have both King of Cups here and Knight of Cups, but it's like it might be a person that has maybe they might be depressed and taking it out on you. They might have some kind of helplessness that I'm feeling, and it's making them into a little bit of a perpetrator. But you are lying here in the midst of it, and it seems like you are supposed to just, you know, let them talk, listen, but don't take it personally, whatever is coming here. Their unsupportiveness, blaming you, telling you that you are wrong and you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have done that, and just okay, so this is how they feel. So don't do a big thing about it, because it's about their consciousness and their conscious level. Stay true to yourself. Also listen to what they say and try to give feedback. Okay, I hear you saying this. Do you feel that I am unsupportive? Yes. Okay, in what situation do I need to become more supportive? And they tell you. Hopefully. It doesn't seem, it can be a little bit of silent treatment here, but it seems more like a person that's being very dramatic on the cost of others. Okay, they are vomiting their own hurt over other people. Just try to talk with them like be a little bit more cool. Okay, be a little bit more like feel your feelings, listen to what they say, don't take it personal, stay with your consciousness, feel inside of your body, what is your reaction, what do you want to say, what's true for you. Have pauses when you talk with this person, don't just go yada yada yada, because it will be very unconscious. Here we have the Rebel, and it's in the reverse, and it's coming here from the Tower. So I'm thinking it's the Divine Masculine. It has gone astray a little bit. It has become a little bit destructive to life. It wanted to free us from the burdens of being part of nature. It's like we have all these antibacterial things. It's killing off bacteria. When we are painting a house, we don't want the paint to go away. When we are getting a new car, we don't want it to rust away. So we have a lot of chemicals and things preserving life, preserving vegetables, seeing to that pestilence, mushrooms or mold or insects or things don't go on our crops. But while we are doing this, when we are putting ourselves in a position of not having to have failed crops, not having to paint our house again, not having to have rusty things or things becoming earth again, we are stopping the life process, because life is sustaining on death. Things needs to rot and wither away to make new earth, and if things can't rust and wither away, we are killing off the things that's doing this for us, the microbes and everything. We are going to live in hell, because we are going to have junk here that's not going to go away for what I said with the nuclear waste, 100,000 years, plastic, a couple of thousand years, and so on. So it's like life, the one that were to be the gardener of life, human, has become a little bit like a taker of life, just because we wanted a comfortable life. The Divine Masculine wanted to save women and children from disease, from cold, from all these things, but it has gone to, because we don't have the perspective of 7 generation, we have forgotten how to do this in a balanced manner. And this is just one way of looking at it. You can see it in many ways. Now, economy is more important than core values like love and taking care of the next person and so on. So the disease is on every level, and it's because someone wants to do a good thing. I want to protect my family. I want to survive. I want my children to survive. But it has backfired a little bit on us. But it's also showing this with you needing to do revolution, to not be the sheep in the flock anymore, but to actually break the chains and become your own soul self. and we can't do it alone. We need to kind of infect each other with the wisdom that we have. So if one is always silent and keep their mouth shut to keeping this emperor happy and not raging, we will not be able to fertilize, and the destruction, the ongoing destruction will go on. So also the weak one needs to stand tall and talk their truth. So this can, yes, this can, we can move forward. Okay, here's the master. The master is your, it's kind of your soul. It's your I in the I am. It's the thing you are, the only thing you can know. You know that when you open your eyes in the morning, you have a conscious, you have a certain conscious level. You can see things. If you are not blind, you can hear things. If you are not deaf, you can smell, taste. And all these things are the am of the I. The I is the one that studies the am. What do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell? What can I touch? What do I feel inside of me? So this is the commando central, the I, the soul, and it needs to awaken. So you can align with the true you, to become this little girl standing in front of the whole school, talking about why she is not going to tolerate to be bullied anymore. And this is when you step into your true power. We have had a lot of these kind of people walking on earth. As I said, Martin Luther King, he was one of them, and you are asked to become the next one. So this is what I see here for you. Okay, so, and here we have Beyond Illusion. So the Master card comes after the 21, the World. This is 20, then we have the World card, and this is the Master card. So by learning this, what your forefather went through and you went through in your past lifetime, by digesting the pain of it all, you will become a master. And I think I will read a Master card. I had the plan. I wanted to read the Center card. Maybe I will do that too, but it's the time. So I will read a Master here. And he's not a master in the way that the Emperor is. So, but I will tell you about this. The Master in Zen is not a master over others, but a master of himself. His every gesture, on his every word reflect his enlightened state, because he thinks before he speaks. Stay in tune, listen to your soul. He has no private goals, no desire that anything should be other than the way it is. His disciples gather around him not to follow him, but to soak up his presence and be inspired by his example. In his eyes, they find their own truth reflected, and in his silence, they fall more easily into silence of their own beings. The Master welcomes the disciples not because he wants to lead them, but because he has so much to share. Together they create an energy field that supports each unique individual in finding his or her own inner light. If you can find such a master, you are blessed. If you can't, keep on searching. Learn from teachers and the would-be masters and move on. Sharaiveti, I don't know if I pronounced that right, said Gautam Buddha. Keep on moving. This is not apart from you. This is you. You can be a master as easily as the next person. You just need to come home to yourself. We had another level of consciousness before, so maybe it was harder for people to reach this level. But now, if you go through this digesting of the old, there will be no problem for you to reach also this state. And it's not somewhere you need to reach. You just need to find yourself. Beyond the mind, there is an awareness that is intrinsic, that is not given to you by the outside and is not an idea. And there is no experiment up to now that has found any center in the brain which correspond to awareness. The whole work of meditation is to make you aware of all that is mind and identify yourself from it. That very separation is the greatest revolution that can happen to man. Now you can do and act only that which makes you more joyous, fulfills you, give you contentment, makes your life a work of art or beauty. But this is possible only if the master in you is awake. Right now, the master might be fast asleep, and the mind, the servant, is playing the role of master. And the servant is not even your servant. The servant is created by the outside world. It follows the outside world and its laws. Once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up all the slavery that the mind has created. There is no blissful more precious than freedom, than being a master of your own destiny. So this old authority, it's not going to be there anymore when all the people are enlightened. No one can be authority over a soul. It's not possible. Okay, so I will take also a wild Kuan Yin oracle for you, my dear Virgos. Oh, that one. Sisters of the Spring Swallow, good fortune granted. 28. It's time for new light and new life to flourish. Springtime is upon you now. This is a sign of hope, new life and fresh starts. What has been cut back is now going to spring forth into life. As you move into springtime of your soul, there shall be much joy, energy and life returning to you. The appearance of the swallow in China is often referred to in poetry as a sign of imminent spring, a time of growth, abundance and life, especially beloved after a long, hard winter. Whatever appears to have been dwindling or not really going anywhere is about to get an injection of life force. Recovery, a boost on flurry of unexpected sudden activity, or a surge of new life force are all signs of the soul moving into springtime. This is miraculous but not inexplicable. It's natural. It is the life cycle of your soul's growth. Don't try to prolong something that needs to end, and don't become impatient with what is just now becoming. Simply enjoy what is. You have worked hard to get to where you are. Just enjoy it for a while. It is time you shall see the next step to take and even understand more of why things have unfolded in the way they have. For now, trust yourself and enjoy the opening up that is happening for you, or soon will, in your life. Okay, so it seems very prosperous, and the only thing you need to do is to become this courageous and also reconnect with your ancestral wisdom, because it's like all the parts of you is coming home to make this new start on a higher level of consciousness. So my dear Virgo, I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care, and I welcome you back to my beginning of May reading that I will do in the middle of April. Okay, bye-bye.